Go right into it. Because Blitz kind of started.
Will work account-wide. We want to make this as retroactive as possible. That will take some work over time. We're probably going to start with Dragonflight renowns as a focus and a priority and work our way backwards.
Biscuits and gravy.
Going forward, we want progress earned on reputations to not really matter which character you're doing it on at the end of the day.
I'm
it's
okay
the same
with that.
content, it's the same experience. If you've gained access to some perk or some recipe, having to re-earn it, not terribly compelling.
Thank you. Yes. So that means if I learn something on this character, I don't have to relearn it over here.
Here's a really
It'll
light
pass
example,
over.
a simple one, just flight paths.
Fuck yeah.
As you explore the world, you learn flight paths, you discover flight paths. Is it terribly compelling to have to go back to a spot that you've already been to in multiple characters just to learn a flight path for the 4th time?
Don't tell me we get to learn flight paths.
If you have a flight path
counts.
network unlocked, you have that unlocked across your warband going forward.
Yes! Oh my god, that is amazing.
And here's an example of something
legit.
new, just delves. An example of how having this as a foundation means that we can build new systems to inherently work at an account-wide level, just kind of as part of their DNA. As you're advancing Bran as a companion, as you are empowering him, as you're customizing him, again, logging on to a different character and going back to having a weaker Bran that doesn't offer the tools that you've grown accustomed to, that's more frustrating than fun to re-earn those things. Let's make that progression inherently warband level, inherently account-wide.
Thank you. That's legit right there. I'm down for that.
And achievements. We've had account-wide achievements for a long time. No secret, they have the little blue bar over them, indicating that they function at an account-wide level. What Warbands allows us to do is kind of invert that paradigm and change the vast majority of our achievements to be account-wide, to have that actually be the new default. So if you do part of this PvP or crafting or other achievement on one character, part of it on another, your warband can earn the achievement. Once your warband earns it, you've earned it. Again, you, the player, are doing the thing. Oh yeah, and then this.
What? Oh, okay, what? What's this?
To kind of signal this shift up front, there's no like mechanical functionality here, but just in terms of presentation.
Looks better.
What you'll see when you log into World of Warcraft with multiple characters is a selection of your favorite characters huddled around a campfire or another setting.
Cool.
You'll still have your full list accessible, but we want to make it clear that like you, the player, have this cast of characters that if you want to dress them all up in consistent transmogs, go wild. One thing you might note here, if you're very eagle-eyed, also by the way, if you're very eagle-eyed, don't read too much into things like the evoker wearing leather. That's just, it's internal mock-ups. We're not changing anything crazy there. Sorry. But you will note that the evoker is level 13. That's going to be a thing that's possible because they'll start at level 10. But because Dragonflight's going to be the new leveling expansion, by the way, going forward. One thing you may notice is there isn't really much here about realm selection. Warbands are a realm-agnostic, faction-agnostic feature. You will just see all your characters here. If they're on different servers, we'll make it clear that they're on different servers. But you shouldn't have to like go to the change realm screen and swap around.
Oh my god,
they're just all here.
Thank God. That's what's up. Let's just put this right here. I don't have to see the chat.
Hero talents. So, at their core, this is a chance for us, as we continue to evolve and advance our class system, to explore some deeper class fantasies, to look at iconic archetypes like the Farseer or the Dark Ranger or the Mountain King, or others often inspired by major heroes in the Warcraft universe, other times by fantasies that we've heard are really resonant with players, and focus the continued expansion of our classes in that space. Morgan said this yesterday, just to restate, this is a completely flexible
how do you
system.
feel? Would you want the air on? Because I turned off the air, honey.
Nothing like covenants or anything like that. Anytime you can change your talents today, you can change your hero spec, you can swap around your hero talents. They're just talents. Some of our goals here, of course, we want to offer progression, but we want to do so, frankly, while managing
Like more like
complexity to a certain extent.
lukewarm in here, right?
When we started planning for War Within, we knew, all right, we're going to raise the level count by 10. 10 new levels means 10 new talent points.
Yeah.
The kind of default option for us would have been to take the existing class and spec trees and just add a couple more rows to each of them, add new points to spend, But we've been down that path before. We know exactly where that leads 15 years ago. There's a tremendous amount, there's an insane amount of like multiplicative combinatorial complexity from adding those additional options, and it also destroys some
That rice smells so much
choices
different,
that are really
right?
successful that we've just built up in
I like that
Dragonflight today.
jasmine rice smell.
You can't quite have all of these things and need to, you know, pick one or the other. Suddenly, when you can get all of them, it can lead towards homogeneity as well. So this approach allows us to both explore deeper class fantasy while focusing the decision space in a way that offers power without that excessive complexity. So the way it's generally going to look is a third talent tree. The center of the screen, you have talent, you'll note, so there are 10 nodes. There's an initial node that you get as a starter node at the top that you get initially when you unlock the system at 17. And then 10 more nodes at the top. You will get all of them until 80. At level 80, you will have this fully unlocked, similar to Legion artifacts, let's say. So you don't have to agonize over, you know, where you're placing any choice.
And the game, not on the thing.
Now, the choices that you will make are which hero spec do you want active, and also there will be choice nodes within the trees, just as the class trees and the talent and the spec trees currently have, which you can toggle, adding quite a few permutations to the system as a whole. If you want, as a kind of simpler collapsed view, once you've hit max level, you can just condense it down to only show the choice nodes for easy swapping back and forth, to customize your spec for whatever activity you're setting out to do. Now, I want to take a little bit of time to quickly walk through a couple of trees, a sense of the sorts of things you're finding here. All of this is subject to change, all subject to iteration and the extensive feedback we know we're going to need. I'm going to use druids a lot as an example here. We're going to focus on the balanced druid. Part of why the team starts with druids is just y'all are complicated.
Just say y'all are complicated.
4 specs, 3 rolls. We figure let's try some of the hardest cases first when proving out a design. It's nothing against mages, warlocks, paladins, etc. But there's a reason why we probably tend to see more druid examples in other classes, because we figure if we can make it more
what the hell?
The 2 options available to a balanced druid are the Keeper of the Grove tree and Illusion's Chosen. Keeper of the Grove is available to balance and restoration. Illusion's Chosen is available to balance and guardian. The former focuses on the cards on summon treants and augmenting their abilities and what using the gameplay. Illusion's Chosen focuses on your lunar abilities, many of the arcane damage, moon-themed abilities, effects. Keeper of the Grove. The first node
if I get over for me.
it's just kind of a baseline improvement to your throughput while treants are out across the board. It just emphasizes thematically what the tree is about, makes pushing that button and having the treants out more important to you.
It's so loud, I gotta turn this down.
Some of the nodes in these trees are just going to be simple, straightforward passives. Not everything is going to double and triple down on the same treant ability. Some will, like this, regardless of what spec you are, make your treants add additional damage. Oh, by the way, if anyone's worried, wait a minute, but what about the auto taunt? That's a mess in dungeons. We'll let you opt out of that. Don't worry. Or, you know, passives could just augment your abilities, your resource pool, and just make you a better druid. An example of choice node, again, this can be about doubling down on and getting more out of having the treants active. Or maybe you really don't want all of your eggs in that basket. Even though you are going into this tree, you want the treants to be important.
You want a bull rip?
You don't
Okay,
want
let me get across this lake and we'll go. Okay, I don't want to get fucking eaten. There's something down there.
Just have some baseline
I'm trying to get eaten.
all of your abilities, or some of your core abilities. This is one of the simpler choices available, but the idea is 4 different opportunities to nudge your gameplay.
Hey, yo, cheers, beautiful.
Within this tree. A capstone talent, again, is often likely to double down on and amplify what the initial point was. Just
Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers. Cheers,
having
beautiful.
treants out is going to be a peak, a spike in your potential, something that you're going to plan around, and just amplify the overall benefits that you're achieving from that. Pivoting to Illusion's Chosen, again, this is lunar themed and shared with Guardian Druids. So the first point here is going to call out 3 specific signature abilities: 2 balance, 1 guardian, and make them meaningfully more impactful to your gameplay.
Make sure y'all stay hydrated.
For example, you might read this and realize that, yeah, like Lunar Beam is going to become a pretty powerful defensive cooldown, especially in dungeons. You have a big pull going on.
Cheers, beautiful.
You're leeching a lot of damage back from what you're doing. This is now something that you can really count on and plan around as you approach your gameplay. On the Moonkid side, this of course adds an extra layer to planning and throughput in your rotation.
Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers. Cheers, beautiful.
Noting a couple of these things that we're modifying, maybe deeper optional talents in your existing spec trees. We also, where we can, want to offer ways to make sure that you can trigger those effects, even if you don't have the baseline talent, though you'll probably want to as well. So this talent just has Fury of Illusion triggered as you're doing your regular rotation with Moonfire.
Time is of the essence.
Naturally, you know, it's a powerful effect that's going to fire more frequently. But also, to the extent that the rest of the Illusion's chosen tree is tying into it, you'll get those benefits as well. A couple of more passive examples here. Again, just doubling down on magnifying your arcane lunar throughput, and a final capstone ability for this tree that is further reinforcing these cores that have already been augmented.
Okay, so I don't have to track this.
We'll leave this slide up for a while. These are our current plans for all 39 of the hero specs, so one per current specialization. Some cool fantasies here to explore. Definitely really curious to hear community feedback on all of these, which are exciting, which are most resonant, or which sound, frankly, maybe a bit lame. Are there any that you hoped you'd see on here that you're not seeing on here? We are, you know, well underway building these out, but it's definitely early enough for us to pivot on a lot of these. If there's something that
Lightsmithing,
really excited about.
Herald of the Sun, and Templar.
Now, the example talents I just gave are work in progress, very subject to change. Probably no part of the game is more
it's not boring you, right? You okay?
Yeah. And for no part of the game is the community input more
it's
essential.
Not boring you, is it?
Than class design, spec design. To that end,
okay, no worries. Cheers, my love.
You know, move into our alpha, probably in the spring. We want to have as many, if not all, of these hero specs playable from the start, so that we have the entire alpha and beta window to iterate on them, the things that aren't working, to get them all in, to where everyone's going to be excited about what they're getting and War Within. It's a long road ahead. Can't wait to share that journey with you and really just collaborate, discuss back and forth every step of the way.
Yeah, horse! I like that. Pretty good.
Right. Now some other stuff. Some you've heard about, some you haven't. First off, Allied Race. You get to be an Earthen. Awesome blinged out dwarves, or maybe not so blinged out if you want to customize them differently. These are going to be earned just by playing through the War Within campaign fully. There's no rep to grind here, nothing else beyond that. It's, you are meeting the Earthen as, you know, it's a first contact in essence. You're going to learn about the nature of their problems, the nature of their culture. You're going to work with them to overcome those problems, win their trust. At the end of that journey, it will make sense. It will be a natural next step for them to lend you their aid and join you as either Horde or Alliance. So yes, Horde Dwarves.
The dark times will pass.
We haven't yet finalized what the racial abilities are going to be, but the available classes, 10 out of the 13 available classes. Everything but Druid, Demon Hunter, and Evoker. Now, on the right side here, you see a concept of the heritage armor you'll be able to earn from leveling your Earthen to max level. All right, Dynamic Flight.
Dynamic Flight, okay. Oh, everybody happy about that shit.
So, it was obvious very early on in Dragonflight, probably before Dragonflight even released in beta, that we could never go back to how it used to be. Honestly, we hoped that would be the outcome. We hoped the feedback would be, this is so awesome, we just want this to be how flying works forever. But we immediately began, you know, making plans for what that would mean, because
of course.
Yeah, it's the only way to go. And so, yeah, dragon riding is going to become the default, no longer just dragons, but dynamic flight now in War Within and beyond. We want to make sure. Oh, weird. I meant to have two mounts here, but I only see Ashes on the right. But anyway, The key point being, we want to expand this to the broader array of mounts that you have available. I think the only downside of dragon riding as it exists today is that you don't have much reason to use so many of the mounts that are your favorites visually, aesthetically, that you've earned and done so much to collect. You want to make sure that as much of your collection is viable as possible. So not every single flying mount is going to be able to support dynamic flight. There's some animation logistics to work with there, but as many as we can. It's a 3-digit number. We want a very wide array of mounts being able to just fly the way you've always enjoyed with your dragons.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Just to clarify, like, this is the future of flying. So everywhere that you can fly today, you will be able to dynamically fly or dragon ride.
Nice. That's what's up.
In fact, not just in the War Within. A little sneak peek. I think in our upcoming 10.2.5 update, you'll be able to dragon ride in Eastern Kingdoms, Kalendor, Northrend, Outland, you name it.
And he said, I like your name. You're the fan of it. I'm like, okay, question mark.
You also understand there are some folks, for accessibility reasons, personal preference reasons.
That's what it was. She got jealous.
AFK in midair. That dragon riding isn't your favorite. You don't want to take anything away. You want to let all these mounts that can currently do the old school flying mode toggle between dragon riding or let's call it TBC flying. Up to you, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
Again, to be clear, dynamic flight will be available from the very start when you go to Castlegar on the Isle of Dorne, just as it was in Dragonflight.
Yeah. Biscuits and gravy.
Old school TBC flying, Pathfinder style, will not be available right away, but it will be unlocked shortly after reaching max level. No reputation grind requirements. Just play through the campaign, explore the continents, and then you can fly that way as well. The existing dragon riding glyph system in the Dragon Isles, we want to pivot that to a bit more of something that's evergreen. Some of those unlocked traits may change to only work within the Dragon Isles. Others that
so then
are
what
more
do you
essential
be a
to
bad
just
girl then?
experience feeling good, like vigor increases, regenerates, reactive abilities, are just going to be things that you inherently get as you earn dynamic flight and level up naturally. We don't want down the line players to feel like they have to go back to an old expansion and fly around.
Wouldn't that make every woman a bad girl then?
Explore the new expansion. And in that vein, this is going to be the new default for leveling players. I mentioned earlier, when War Within comes out, instead of BFA, Dragonflight will be the new leveling experience that you emerge into as a new player after you leave Exile's Reach. And so you're going to get dragon riding very early in that experience, as you just level up, gain player levels,
Something happened?
improve your flight ability, and get all the vigor perks and everything else that everyone is going to expect. And that's just going to be how the game works as a baseline. This
Can you
is
check the bedroom, baby?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, honey.
Don't worry, PvPers, we haven't forgot you. This is long overdue. We should have been doing this earlier. So there's a new battleground coming in War Within. It is a 10v10 map set in the Ringing Deeps. This is inspired by Silver Shard Mines with a few twists. The Ringing Deeps are a place
I don't know where to go.
Natural resources that's very sort of thing that the Horn Alliance would be likely to skirmish over. I'm going to show you a very rough, early, kind of like top-down mock-up of the layout here. The idea is, unlike Silver Shard Mines, which is radial symmetry,
I don't know where to go.
this is more, mirrored, and reflects the two sides trying to both push their own minecarts to collect resources, while also fighting over a pivotal central control point that's going to change the outcome.
Oh, can you check over there?
This is something that the team's actually playtesting internally.
In the kitchen,
Weeks, having a blast with.
Thank you, baby.
When we make battleground maps, we don't really artify.
No, on the kitchen.
Really rough, which is why they don't have any good images to show just yet.
Oh.
It really is all about the layout.
Because I got my phone went off, and I'm thinking usually my phone goes off when like a price, something happens to the price.
Everybody to start testing an alpha.
Okay, so where are we?
And this isn't just a one-off. We want to keep adding new battleground maps going forward. This is an essential part of the game.
That's what I mean by that.
But then some people be like take it. That's why
I
it's
mentioned 10
very.
Okay,
but we're just about to undertake a little 8v8 solo queue RBG experiment in 10-2 in a week or two. So depending on how that goes,
Yeah.
you may be
A
experiencing
lot
this
of
one
people
8v8
don't know how
as
to
well.
balance themselves.
Stay tuned.
Well, that's the problem that they want to solve.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you.
Otherwise, you're gonna
Otherwise,
focus on
we
the
have
wrong thing.
ongoing interface updates
You
that
know,
we're
when
continuing
you're
to work
supposed
on.
to use that anger on
In
people
Dragonflight,
that,
we
you know,
overhauled the HUD, the action
Does
bars,
work for
user
you,
frames,
you
the
know?
baseline UI experience. We made it clear at the time that that was just the beginning of something we'll continue to pick away at, updating different pieces of the UI to be more streamlined, better
Right.
reflective of the modern gameplay experience. So just a couple of examples here. So the spellbook, we are looking to modernize, update,
Right.
actually take use of more than like a 1080 by 768 monitor resolution.
I killed them
Ideally, you're not going to have to, flip through multiple pages to find some.
Yeah, that's not good.
Also, we're combining this with our talents. If you look at the tab at the bottom, you have spec, talents, and spells all in one place. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all the things that your character has available, rather than having two separate windows.
Right.
To murder your hostess's servants. On second thought, don't answer that.
Light updates here, things like improving the
Yeah, I
overall
feel you.
aesthetic of the quest log, the quest window. I think this is harder to show off just in a single screenshot, but we are adding a bunch of filters.
I'll be like, I don't need you in my life.
Show different objectives, to see more quests that they filled at once, to filter your log for things you care about most. Also, past in progress on our quest iconography.
Yeah.
Make it easier to differentiate between daily and weekly quests,
Right.
and remove our reliance on just shades of color as much as we do. It's really it is a
Hell no.
convenience issue for the range of quest bangs, where the only difference is what
Yeah,
color
for
it is.
real.
Again, this is just a couple of examples of ongoing efforts. This is a project that will never be done. We're just going to continue improving and updating different aspects of the UI as we go. Yes. So this one basically speaks for itself. I mentioned earlier, warband is a
Yeah.
construct. Increasingly, so many of the activities that players engage in socially span multiple realms. You have a raid group, a plus group that you run with, but you can't be in the same guild together. Not any longer. That's a thing that will change when War Within comes out. Apply, recruit, server shouldn't matter when it comes to joining a guild, when it comes to
Right.
being in a guild, when it comes to accessing the
If
perks
that would be
of
the
the guild.
case, then I should have never, my future, not future.
And people may be wondering, wait a minute, what does that mean if now guilds are cross-realm? What about mythic raiding? If your guild is cross-realm and your guild wants to raid
True.
mythic, you should be able to do that day one. So no more realm restrictions there.
They're dumbasses.
The Hall of Fame will still exist, just kind of as a
I feel you. I understand.
accomplishment, but it's not going to be tied to unlocking anything anymore.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's just their day one. And really, just philosophically, this is another step towards one of our goals of just tearing down barriers, making the game as social as possible, making it as easy as possible to play with who you want to play with, regardless of your server, regardless of your faction. As much as possible, if you want to play WoW with somebody, let's make that happen.
Huh? Huh?
That brings us to the end of this whirlwind tour.
No, I'm in a dungeon. What's going on?
War Within features. I know there's still a bunch of
Okay, what
questions, a
happened?
bunch more information to share. Can't wait to do that in the coming days and weeks. But to begin, I'd like to invite everybody, if you have questions, if you're here at
Watch the
BlizzCon,
Twitch?
go to the Darkmoon Fair in Hall D. You can drop off questions there.
We don't.
If you're,
Oh,
if
Twitch.
you're not
Oh,
online, you can go to
Twitch, we
the
don't have
WoW
Twitch.
or
Oh.
WoW Classic subreddits or our official
Okay.
forums and either ask your questions there or upvote others.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Okay.
gonna huddle, review the top questions, and record streams for both Classic and for War Within, addressing
Okay,
the top
when I get to
questions
this
and trying to
dungeon,
get as
sounds
much
good?
information out there as
I'll stop the stream. Sorry.
No, you don't have to stop the screen. Just let it play because it's gonna be like.
Oh no, because I'm not gonna be here. I might as well just I have to stop the stream.
Once again, thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us. We are so excited to begin this journey together with you. Can't wait for the War Within. Enjoy the rest of BlizzCon. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I love you all.
Cool, cool, cool. What? Oh, okay. How is it?
BlizzCon 2023 would like to thank our partners. Xbox, power your dreams. Omen, game lock. HTC, Vive Mode.
Huh?
Virtual production made simple.
What my love?
Intel, push your gameplay beyond performance with
Okay.
13th gen core processors.
Oh, okay, cool.
Check out MSI's wide array of monitors, from Nobel Prize-winning quantum dot technology to 4K OLED panels. They've got you covered. And the beneficiary of BlizzCon's charity auction
Oh,
is
okay.
Direct
I
Relief.
can see because of the glare. Sorry.
The carnage is dripping through the floorboards.
We're going.
Why not join me in the basement?
We're going. Here? We're here? Okay. I love you, baby. Yeah. Huh? Oh, okay.
Whatever you can do. We thank you.
Can your shadow be our light?
You okay, beautiful? Okay.
Somebody said, I am that person I don't always read it because I'm a whole room full of people
Will you
trying to
fight
scan folks'
the
things
darkness?
into info and had a guy desperately demanding I take off info and I'm like, sir, that's not what I'm here for.
That's ridiculous. What happened? What happened?
Follow me, I think.
Please attend to your guests.
Okay.
In the beginning, I was all alone. Trying my best to do some good out there. But it didn't take long to realize that with the right friends, everything would change.
Step aside. You don't know who you're messing with.
They knew the townsfolk were up to something sinister.
Let's move!
Right behind you! And it was like a powder keg, waiting to explode.
We did it!
Oh, nuts.
That it? No, I got one more boss.
As it turned out, I had the right backup waiting for me. Just when I needed it.
Let's do this.
You got it, partner.
I didn't intentionally pursue leadership.
I'm gonna punch ya!
Canton butt slider. Let's show these fine folks some Badland hospitality.
Well, looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
We just got done.
A vessel. I await you in the blighted
That's it, yeah.
lands.
Oh shit. Something attacking me? Okay, I just gotta get into the area. Okay, I'm leaving. Yeah. Just gotta go over here so nothing attacks me. Hopefully nothing attacks me right here.
I got a friend request. I'm gonna block.
Okay. All right. We're gonna take a break. All right, everybody. We'll see you. We'll be back, and we'll see you on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. Take it easy, buddy. Later.